Now in 4 News Now at 6, a push for more red light cameras in Spokane. Why the city says they'll help save lives.
And get ready for a taste of summer. Temperature is going to be rising fast over the next few days. I'll show you when we could hit 90 degrees in your first alert forecast.
And the wait is finally over. The Post Street Bridge is back open. How it will make getting around downtown better, both in your car and on foot. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Well, there are 15 photo red cameras lurking over Spokane streets at 10 different intersections, ready to catch people driving through red lights. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. There are also 8 photo speed cameras monitoring 7 different Spokane schools. And right now, city officials are working to add even more. Marissa Rio tells us where the proposed locations are and whether these cameras prevent crashes. Marissa?
Thank you, Derek and Kirsten. Right now, I'm near the intersection of Division and Francis. The 2 cameras in this area are amongst the first to ever go live in Spokane back in 2008. Over the last 3 years, the city has reported a steady decline in collisions in this area. They hope to add more of these cameras to make Spokane streets even safer. The Spokane Police Department has recorded a high number of collisions at the intersection of Mission and Green. That's why officials are proposing the addition of a photo red camera here. The manager of the coffee stand located at the intersection says there are so many collisions here that sometimes it affects business.
Blocks the road or then just causes chaos, and customers don't want to have to do a detour or anything, and so a lot of people just don't stop.
Brinley Bristow says she supports the addition of a photo red camera here. At a recent public safety committee meeting, city council members said they hope to double the amount of cameras that they have around the city. But Spokane police say they only have the capacity to add 2 or 3 more. Anything more than that, they would need to add even more staff. Another area that has a high number of collisions associated with it is the intersection of Wellesley and Belt near the Walmart shopping center. The city is suggesting a photo speed camera here. It would watch over this area all the way to Longfellow.
People park in the Shale Center parking lot and cross over to see the games. And there's a curve there. It's a blind curve for some people. So it's a very dangerous area for pedestrians to be crossing. So slowing down traffic here is definitely a priority for the neighborhood.
City officials are also proposing a photo speed camera near Shaw Middle School at the intersection of Empire and Cook. City Council passed the resolution to add more of these cameras last year. Police analyzed the location City Council suggested, and these are the areas that were the most concerning when it came to collision data. The city says it generates, on average, between $5 and $6 million a year from these cameras. Councilman Zach Sapone says as soon as the city hears back from the system providers, they hope to start adding these cameras as soon as possible. To find out if your area is a proposed location to add these cameras, you can visit our website at kxly.com. Live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thank you. The Washington Supreme Court has agreed to hear arguments on the city of Spokane's anti-camping law. Last November, voters approved the measure that bans encampments within 1,000 feet of schools, playgrounds, or licensed child care facilities. The case involves whether or not that decision should have been left up to the public in the first place. The original lawsuit, filed by the organization Jules Helping Hands, argues this is a land use issue, and those are normally handled by the city council. But the author of the law, who is named in the lawsuit, says the public has a right to vote on measures meant to protect their children. No word yet on when the hearing will take place.
A reward is now being offered for information on the Washington State University graduate who vanished from the SeaTac airport last week. Nadia Cole's family says Cole and her mother were about to leave for a trip to Italy when she went to the bathroom and never returned. Cole's family says security footage showed her leaving the airport with a distressed expression. Investigators believe her disappearance is connected to the disappearance of a 2-year-old named Soraya Ong Harmon from Pullman. Soraya disappeared with her father, Aaron Ong, and they never returned from a camping trip that was supposedly happening in Montana. An arrest warrant has been issued for Aaron for not returning Soraya to her mother. Investigators believe Ong and Cole are traveling together because they are a couple. Anyone with information about where they may be are asked to contact the police.
Well, get ready to break out the sunglasses and flip-flops because it looks like soon we'll be feeling like summer across the inland Northwest.
Meteorologist Matt Gray is in for Chris Crocker tonight. So you said 90s at the beginning of this newscast.
That's right. By the time we get to Saturday, Saturday is expected to be our warmest day. And because it's still a few days out, I figure I'd give you all a range of temperatures for a few of our inland Northwest communities for kind of where you should expect your high temperatures to fall on Saturday, which by far is going to be the warmest day we're going to see out of this long stretch of summer-like weather. So for Spokane, you want to look at the orange bar here. So coolest is likely to be around 89. Warmest could be up to around 92. Now in Coeur d'Alene, we're expecting it to be a little bit cooler. However, you get away from the lake to places like Post Falls or Rathdrum, and I could easily see us hitting 90 degrees on Saturday. Lake Pend Oreille will moderate the temperatures fairly nicely in Sandpoint. Still, though, upper 80s, nothing to slouch at here in June in Bonner County. Colville, up to 89 we could end up seeing here. Pullman, up to 88. And then we get further into the Columbia Basin and the LC Valley, and this is where we are really going to crank up the thermostat in just a couple of days. We could see mid and upper 90s if we end up in kind of the hottest scenario for how fast our temperatures warm up in the basin here over the next couple of days. So it is going to get much hotter very, very quickly. Just to show you, here's our temperatures right now. Upper 60s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, mid 70s in the basin, 77 in Lewiston. So we have got a lot of degrees, about 20 plus in many areas to go here, and it's all going to happen between now and Saturday. So things are going to change quickly, and that begins tomorrow. Pretty much everyone is going to take about a 10-degree jump in temperatures, and we're expecting, at least in the Spokane area, of about 8 days or more of 80-degree temperatures or higher, with those potential for 90s on Saturday. We'll also have the opportunity to maybe see a storm or two with all this warm weather and a weather system that's going to be coming through this weekend. We'll talk about the timing of that and how it might affect your weekend plans coming up.
Thank you, Matt. Well, Barker Road is back open now. It was closed for hours because of a semi-truck you see on your screen there, rolled over at the roundabout near the I-90 off-ramp. No word yet on what caused that crash.
For the first time in 4 years, pedestrians and cars are able to cross the Spokane River on the Post Street Bridge.
The new and improved bridge has one northbound lane for vehicle traffic, along with pedestrian and bicycle lanes. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez has more on how the bridge will make life easier for people downtown.
Views of the Spokane River just got even sweeter for pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers. The Post Street Bridge is now open after 4 years of being completely closed.
Well, I think as a community, we've forgotten what a beautiful vantage point this bridge is.
Breathtaking views of the falls and well-loved landmarks like the pavilion are all visible from one new spot in Spokane.
It's really meant to be an experience more than an arterial, if you will.
The Post Street Bridge is now ready for those passing through the heart of the city. The structure serves as a connecting point from downtown to hotspots like the Spokane Arena, Kendall Yards, and the Podium.
This is such an important connecting point for not just people who want to come downtown and enjoy and then, be on the North Bank, but we have a lot of employees that have used this bridge in the past. It really is a difference of 5 to 10 minutes off your commute.
Over the years of construction and closures, nearby businesses like Anthony's have been hurt. Now, employees are ready to welcome new crowds and better commutes for existing customers.
Just to see the completion of the bridge is just so amazing, and it just really kind of echoes with our mission to bring people together to connect and grow and thrive. So we're just really excited about that.
Yeah. For more information on these routes and how they can fit into your commute, you can head over to our website, kxly.com. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
And with that Post Street Bridge back open, we'll show you the new and improved downtown access point. More on it tonight at 6:30. And with warmer weather on the way, it might be a time to once again break out the sunscreen.
We'll break down the most common mistakes people make when using sunscreen so you and your family don't get burned this summer. And the first Boeing spaceship currently making its first trip to the International Space Station. The issues that caused this launch to be 4 years behind schedule. Coming up next on 4 News Now at 6.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+. The 4 News Now First Alert Weather app. Download or update it today.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation in 1 day only. New 2024 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
It's time to celebrate all dads and grads. This week at both Cal locations in Airway Heights and on 4th Street in Coeur d'Alene.
And that means some of the best deals of the year on fun new rides for summer. Plus delayed payments until September 1st and an extra $500 trade-in value for your old ride. Plus, everyone can enter for a chance to win a Traeger grill at each location.
This is one sale you can't afford to miss. This week at both Cal locations.
There's working you. And then there's chill you. Chill you is more carefree and curious, more present, more relaxed, more fun. Chill you is the best you. There you are. Bring back your chill you with an escape to Coeur d'Alene, the city by the lake. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
Hi, I'm Doug Trudeau with Trudeau's Marina. It's summertime. It's time to get out on the water and experience the fun of boating. We have a huge selection of new boats to choose from. Find the best fit for you and your family at Trudeau's Marina. All our boats are powered by Mercruiser. So if you're in the market for a boat, come in and see us at Trudeau's Marina in downtown Spokane.
Amanda Knox returns to Italy. Next, Inside Edition, the American college student back in the country that once convicted, then exonerated her of murdering her roommate. Now she's on trial again. Wait till you see for what. Then, how his AirPods ended up capturing the guy accused of running him over.
It flew out my ear, and then it flew under his floor mat.
Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
The third time is the charm for Boeing's first launch of its Starliner spacecraft. On board the spacecraft are 2 astronauts who are on their way to the International Space Station.
It's been a long road for those who've worked on the Starliner as it's been plagued with issues. ABC's Em Nguyen explains.
The Boeing Starliner capsule blasting off into space from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Although Elon Musk's SpaceX had made 9 trips for NASA since 2020, it's Boeing's first time taking a crew into space. Aboard today, 2 veteran NASA astronauts, Barry Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams.
They've been going through all the design meetings, they've gone through all the simulators. I'm sure they are 100% prepared and just excited to go today.
It seems the third time's a charm after 2 previous launch attempts were scrubbed. This mission already about 4 years behind schedule, repeatedly grounded by software glitches, fuel valve, and parachute problems.
Hold.
The last attempt Saturday was thwarted just 4 minutes to go because of a last-minute computer issue with the ULA Atlas V rocket.
The vehicles were ready. We just happened to have, an unlucky ground card problem.
That had since been fixed, and the 2 astronauts had been in quarantine since to prevent any illness. The pair will test Starliner's systems on the way to the International Space Station, about 250 miles above Earth. They'll spend 8 days in space before returning to the western U.S. Starliner should reach the International Space Station by Thursday morning. And this comes as Boeing has been facing a PR crisis with the numerous reports of issues about their passenger planes. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Well, no one is more excited about the Starliner reaching the International Space Station than probably the astronauts who are already on board, because they are dealing with quite the plumbing issue.
It's not something that you normally think about, right? On board the spacecraft is a toilet pump that's essential to keeping their water clean.
We recycle our water up to 97%. So each liter we bring up, we use it, and yet we still get 97% of it back.
For a while now, crews on the ISS have been forced to store the wastewater, which is not an easy task when you're floating above the Earth's atmosphere. And this isn't the first time the pump is broken. Experts say the booming business of private space travel, though, is making it easier for NASA to send up replacement parts.
Boy, a lot of implications there in that story. Oh, goodness. Well, it's going to be hot coming up here in your forecast. Maybe not as hot as the sunny side of the space station, but it's going to be feeling like summer out there. We'll show you how long the summer heat will last and talk about some thunderstorms coming up.
All right, Matt, and before we go to break, we do want to remind you ABC is home to the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals.
Because of that, there are some schedule changes you need to know about. Tomorrow, you can catch World News with David Muir at 3:30, followed by a special edition of 4 News Now at 4 o'clock.
Then it's game 1 of the NBA Finals between the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics at 5. After that, join us for another special edition of 4 News Now. Then at 9, we celebrate Expo 74 Rebirth of a City. Join us for this very special look back at the event that changed the course of Spokane. We'll show you what the land we now call Riverfront Park looked like before 1974, and we'll hear from the man known as the father of Expo. See how the clock tower was saved and what some people wanted instead of the Performing Arts Center. You don't want to miss Expo 74 Rebirth of a City. That's tomorrow night at 9 o'clock.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Trudeau's Marina.
Picture hanging strips hold strong and remove cleanly. Command, do no harm.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
BECU wants to help you celebrate your dad this June with the fantastic Father's Day contest. Send us a photo of your father and tell us the impact he's had on your life. He'll be entered for a chance to win a $75 gift card to Ager's Meats. Fantastic Fathers, brought to you by BECU.
When your child has moderate to severe eczema, it's okay for them to show off. Show off their clearer skin and noticeably less itch with Dupixent. Because children 6 months and older with eczema have plenty of reasons to show off their skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, they can stay ahead of their eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Oh, summer weather is right around the corner, and in fact, we'll start feeling it tomorrow with a 10-degree jump in temperatures. We'll start off cool enough, but by noon, we're already in the 70s, which, by the way, would be warmer than we were today. And then we are up into the low 80s as we get into the afternoon. Otherwise, another beautiful day. You know, we're talking a lot about how warm the temperatures are, but let's not ignore how nice the weather is going to be for the next few days with lots of sunshine in the forecast. And it's been a little wetter, and a little cloudy, a little gloomier the last couple of weeks. So definitely something that's nice to see on the positive side of things. Here's your highs 80 in Spokane. Coeur d'Alene gets up to around 76. So we're still in the 70s and some of our naturally cooler spots like on the Palouse and through the Idaho Panhandle, mid 80s. Meanwhile, places like Moses Lake, we are getting closer and closer to those 90s. We'll likely see 90s in the Columbia Basin on Friday and then even more through the weekend. And so here's the thing. This is our first really extended period of warmth, so it's time to get into summer mode here. And that means the hydration. It means checking your cars. It means that you need to start your cooling plan for your house now. You know, maybe the last couple of times we've been in the 80s, you just turned on a fan. You've dealt with it because we were cooled down and the house is cooled down a couple days later. That is not going to be the case. You got to get yourself into summer mode here, and all those kind of natural heat safety things we get very used to in July and August and September. It's time to get those out now here with this early summer start. Let's fast forward here now and let's talk about Friday. Here's your temperatures for Friday. So we're expecting 90s then in the LC Valley. Moses Lake will be in the 90s as well. Wouldn't be shocked if we saw more areas on the map here. Remember, this is just one simulated depiction of generally how our temperatures are going to change. And we'll start to see 80s on Friday creeping in to North Idaho. Then we get to Saturday, the warmest day that we expect here. It will pop up right to 90 in Spokane. Ritzville will be somewhere in the 90s. You can see those mid-90s in Moses Lake and in the LC Valley as well. And like we mentioned before, we're likely going to be somewhere in the 80s in the Idaho Panhandle. It's going to be anywhere from, say, about 84 to about 87. It just really depends on how fast we warm in the next couple days, and we're going to adjust the temperature forecast for the weekend accordingly. For Sunday, it's going to be cooler, but realistically, it's not that much cooler, especially with all that heat building up over the next few days. That's going to be pretty interesting and pretty sticky in your house if you don't have air conditioning. We're also going to have the built-up heat that when we add some moisture in with this little weak weather system, it's going to come in Saturday into Sunday. I say weak, but it's going to be strong enough that it'll pop some thunderstorms. Starting in East Oregon on Saturday night, that could roll over the Blue Mountains and into southern parts of the inland Northwest. Might hear a few rumbles of thunder on Saturday night. Really, though, I'm going to be watching Sunday for the possibility of storms. Now, who exactly gets the stormiest weather? Could be BC, could be Montana, could be us here in the inland Northwest. We will just have to see how things shake out here. At least for today, things have kind of trended a little bit further to the east. I would say that's a positive sign for us, but I tell you what, it'd be nice if we got at least a little bit of rain, but it's a good sign for your weekend plans. So we remain just a 20% chance of rain for Sunday, and then we keep on with the warmth and 80s over the next 7 days into next week.
And Matt, with our first real taste of summer soon, it's probably time to buy some more sunscreen.
But experts say many people either don't wear it properly or don't wear it at all. Our Sydney Charles has tips to avoid some common mistakes.
It should be worn year-round, but especially when you spend more time outdoors.
Sunscreen happens to be one of the most effective ways of protecting your skin from the sun.
Dr. Susan Masick with Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center says sunscreen mistakes are easily made. Some of the biggest, not wearing any at all and not putting sunscreen on properly.
So you want to apply and you want to reapply every 2 to 3 hours. And you want to make sure you're putting enough on. You can never put too much sunscreen on, but you could definitely not put enough on.
Dr. Masick says to apply sunscreen 15 to 20 minutes before going outdoors and to make sure not to miss any areas the sun's rays can reach.
Specifically the face, the ears, the hands, sun-exposed areas. Don't forget any of those nooks and crannies that can be exposed to the sun.
Make sure you're using the right protection. Dr. Masick says to get a water-resistant, broad-spectrum sunscreen that protects against UVA and UVB rays with an SPF of 50 or above. For those with sensitive skin, mineral sunscreens with ingredients like titanium dioxide and zinc oxide are also an option.
Mineral sunscreens tend to reflect the sun rays, and chemical sunscreens tend to absorb and scatter them. They act differently, but they're both protective.
Finally, sunscreen expires. Dr. Masick says it's best to restock your supply every year. Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
It expires. Something to think about. Well, tomorrow it will be 80 years since the invasion of Normandy during World War II. Coming up next, hear the message one man has for his fellow Americans as he visits the beaches he and his fellow troops rushed back in 1944.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances. Visit neurostimtms.com or call to schedule your free consultation now.
The 4 News Now Extreme team is bringing back Gardening for Grands. We want to bring a bit of color to 4 local retirement homes. Thank you to East Valley Middle School for volunteering, and thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme team.
The award-winning Spokane Valley Summer Theater presents its 2024 Divine Season 9, Rodgers and Hammerstein's epic romantic classic South Pacific, running June 21st through July 7th. And the most successful rock and roll musical of all time, Buddy, the Buddy Holly story, running July 26th through August 11th. Single and season tickets available now at svsummertheater.com or call 509-368-7897.
With local utility rebates and massive tax credits available, it's now possible to upgrade to a heat pump for less than a traditional air conditioner. Heat pumps are far more efficient than air conditioners when it comes to heating and cooling your home. Get year-round comfort with higher efficiency, all while lowering your monthly utility bills. So don't be fooled into buying outdated air conditioning technology. Upgrade to a heat pump, the smart choice for smart homeowners. Call Bill's Heating and AC today for your free estimate.
It's time to celebrate all dads and grads. This week at both Cal locations in Airway Heights and on 4th Street in Coeur d'Alene.
And that means some of the best deals of the year on fun new rides for summer. Plus delayed payments until September 1st and an extra $500 trade-in value for your old ride. Plus, everyone can enter for a chance to win a Traeger grill at each location.
This is one sale you can't afford to miss. This week at both Cal locations.
The Memorial Day savings have been extended at all Walker's Furniture stores with big holiday discounts on all your favorite brands. Get the biggest savings of the season or take advantage of 5 years no-interest financing.
During these final days at Walker's.
4 News Now is brought to you by Click It RV.
Around the world, President Joe Biden will spend the next few days in France, commemorating 8 decades since American troops were among an Allied coalition that stormed the beaches of Normandy in 1944.
It was a major turning point in the Allied forces' fight against Nazi Germany's forces during World War II. CNN's Laura Aguirre says the president will be joined at ceremonies by some veterans who remember D-Day firsthand.
President Joe Biden touched down in Paris Wednesday morning. In the days ahead, he and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden will join the French president and his wife for a number of events honoring the bravery and sacrifice of Allied troops during World War II. Specifically, D-Day, June 6, 1944, when Americans were among the coalition forces that entered France through the beaches of Normandy on a mission to push back the advance of Nazi Germany. Some of those men and women have also returned. They are among the few remaining World War II veterans still alive to tell their stories.
It's hard to describe all these people. Never think they recognize old veterans, you know, what our country really means.
Tony Malin was in the Navy when he took part in the Normandy invasion. He's now 101. His pride still strong as ever.
I love my country.
Malin's daughter traveled with him.
It'll probably be his last time, but he's to go to honor all the people who died on the beach.
The White House says the president will deliver a major speech on Friday that focuses on global threats to democracy, threats that reverberate with many of these veterans, one of whom has this message for his fellow Americans.
My only wish is that the people in this country would appreciate this country.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
And our thanks to them. Well, time is running out to sign up for Hoop Fest.
We'll tell you when you have to get your registration in so you and your team don't miss out on the world's largest 3-on-3 basketball tournament. And the Post Street Bridge is finally open again. We'll show you the new and improved downtown sector, plus how far behind the Gorge Trail Loop is and how its design will be safer for your family. Don't go away.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, you'll find money answers for acronym fans. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
When it comes to quality roofing solutions, trust the experts at Roofs by Premier. Roofs by Premier has more than 50 years of experience in the Inland Northwest. Schedule now for spring and receive $500 off.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
We rent china, glassware, tents, and barbecues, flatware, linen, dance floor, staging, tables, chairs.
A to Z rental. No job too big, no job too small.
Jackhammers, stem doors, washers, stump grinder saws, generators, skid steer, excavator, dingoes, trailers, tractors, nailers, staplers, hole diggers, tillers, mowers, yard vac, aerators.
Call A to Z rental at 509-924-2000 or go to rentatoz.com.
We rent everything, man.
Now open in Airway Heights.
At A to Z Rental, we rent everything.
When it comes to quality roofing solutions, trust the experts at Roofs by Premier. Roofs by Premier has more than 50 years of experience in the Inland Northwest. Schedule now for spring and receive $500 off.
Next ET, Nashville Week continues with our Kane Brown exclusive. Plus, Katy Perry out, Meghan Trainor in, her American Idol pitch. Please consider me. Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. Watch KXLY Plus over the air on KXLY ABC4. Live updates, breaking news, weather every 10 minutes from the 4 News Now team. Get up to date on the information you need in just an hour. Weekdays at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. over the air on KXLY ABC4. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
It's been a long time coming, but the Post Street Bridge is officially open again to both cars and pedestrians.
The final gateway to downtown Spokane is complete. The grand reopening comes 5 years after the bridge shut down and days ahead of another cornerstone project that's set to wrap up, the Gorge Trail, a 3.5-mile loop that winds throughout downtown.
Jordan Smith was at that grand reopening today. He shows us the new and improved bridge and when that trail will open.
5 years in the making, and this is what the Post Street Bridge looks like now. One-way traffic able to move through here, while cyclists and pedestrians able to walk along the sides. Everybody, whether you're a dog walker or out on a run, taking advantage of the Post Street Bridge finally reopening. Spokanites brought their shades and their smiles and soaked in the views from the new and improved Post Street Bridge, a key sector of downtown that the public had missed for years. Today's ribbon cutting signaled the end of construction and road closures, which had hampered local businesses like Anthony's.
We're really excited just to see what kind of, traffic is going to come into the restaurant.
After the first bus passed through, the outdoor enthusiasts were next in line to break in the new bridge.
This has been a great project, taken a long time, but lots of public input, and what a beautiful result.
5 years is a long time. Grant says good things never come easy, but he's fired up for the bridge and for the Gorge Trail to be completed. The final piece of the 3.5-mile trail will allow pedestrians to move under the Monroe Street Bridge, much safer than the current alternative.
Really exciting to be able to miss that extremely complex intersection at Monroe there.
Yeah.
So be able to go under the bridge.
The trail is expected to completely reopen this weekend, just in time for some beautiful summer weather. Reporting from the Post Street Bridge tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Well, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office says a man used this bat with a chain wrapped around it to attack a man trying to buy drugs. In this video, you can see a man investigators identified as Armando Guerrero Lopez attacking the victim. It happened on Sprague Avenue, a few blocks away from North Fancher Road in Spokane Valley. That man now faces multiple charges, including assault.
All right, let's send it over to Matt Gray now, who's tracking a major warm-up on the way.
And I'll be chatting about it too, Derek. Absolutely. Hey, we've got a beautiful day underway and a beautiful evening. Upper 60s right now. You cannot ask for much better weather than what we have had today. Not too hot. Not too chilly. However, if you lean on the hot side of weather, you're definitely going to like what's coming up in the forecast over the next few days. Take a look at our temperatures elsewhere, where we're already up into the 70s today. In fact, we've hit the upper 70s in the LC Valley. Well, we'll hit the 80s in those areas tomorrow and in Spokane as well. Here's your highs for tomorrow. So a lot of us are going to be taking a 10-degree jump, especially across eastern Washington, and we'll be well into the 70s. We'll be waving goodbye to the 60s as well across North Idaho. And this is just the start of what's going to be a long-term warm-up, even though the initial warmth is actually going to show up pretty quickly. So mid-80s for Friday. By Saturday, many areas will be either flirting with 90 degrees or in the low 90s, and then we'll kind of even things out heading into the back end of the weekend, generally in the upper 80s for most of you watching at home. Now, all of this from strong high pressure that's taken over the entire western United States, record temperatures across California, Arizona, Nevada, but as we head into the weekend, another weather system approaches from the Pacific, and that is going to make things a little more interesting for us in the inland Northwest, because it means at least some of us are going to have a chance for a shower or maybe even a thunderstorm. So we'll show you how that might impact your weekend plans after some Wildlife Wednesday photos coming up.
Well, all morning, Spokane artists laid down fresh coats of paint, bringing yet another new Pride mural to Spokane Falls Boulevard. Last month, vandals set the crosswalk on fire after it had just been repainted.
But organizers with Spokane Pride and Spokane Arts say they got to work immediately after that, securing new permits and raising money to repaint the crosswalk. And they've done it just in time for the city's Pride celebration. Bronte Sorotsky shares their determination to not let hate win.
Despite a few yells and insults hurtled towards them, artists repainting this crosswalk say it's crucial to show that Spokane supports its LGBTQ community.
You can't help who you are, and we might as well celebrate our differences instead of fighting each other on them.
When a small group of people yelled at this group working to restore Spokane's Pride mural, their response was much more positive, blasting pop music and wishing them a happy Pride instead.
The amount of people that are for this versus the people that are saying hateful things, right, is vastly different.
All morning, artists and volunteers got to work, putting paint to pavement to get this previously defaced mural ready for Spokane's big Pride celebration on Saturday.
Because we're proud of it. There are a lot of people in Spokane, the gays, the lesbian, bisexual, and everybody. It's important.
The cost of fixing this crosswalk was $15,000. Thanks to people in the community donating and the Episcopal Diocese of Spokane matching those donations, they raised that money in less than a week.
I mean, our theme is never gonna hide. We're not going anywhere. And I think you have a profound misunderstanding of what Pride is and the LGBTQ+ community if you're wanting to vandalize this.
The city has extra safety measures in place to keep this month's Pride celebration safe and secure for everyone. From extra security cameras to more police presence, Spokane is working hard so everyone can have a fun and safe Pride Month. And a new Washington law means anyone vandalizing a public crosswalk like this could be found guilty of a hate crime. Washington's new hate crime law goes into effect tomorrow. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
And that mural is done just in time for the Spokane Pride Parade on Saturday. Kicks off at noon in downtown. For more information, including a map of the parade route, you can head to KXLY.com.
Well, tomorrow, a new Washington law that gives police more leeway to pursue drivers suspected in certain crimes will take effect. Since 2021, law enforcement officers could only chase suspects if they had probable cause to believe someone committed a violent offense, a sex offense, an escape, or a DUI. Starting tomorrow, they will only need to have reasonable suspicion someone committed a crime. The bill also adds vehicular assault and domestic violence-related assaults as crimes police are allowed to chase a suspect. Well, the MLB trade deadline is more than a month away, but many are talking about who the Mariners could add for a playoff run.
Yeah, Seattle sits in first place in the AL West right now, but there are still some areas of need.
Yeah, they got the pitching. I think that's pretty good. You can never have enough hitting, though. We look at the potential players Seattle could bring in at the trade deadline, coming up next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU Business. Partner up.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
$20 you miss. Yeah? Boom! Show me the money. Here's your check. A check? You're never going to cash it. What are you doing? Depositing the check with P1FCU mobile banking. Bet you didn't think that one through, did you? Come on.
Get a free Ascend checking account with great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
Researching childhood vaccines often feels like this.
When T lymphocytes recognize antigens.
They're lying to us. Vaccines are just another plot to make money.
The most important thing parents should know about vaccines is...
Accept my cookies. Sign up for the newsletter. Sorry. You've reached your free article limit.
There's a simpler way to get answers. Visit vaccinesmartwa.org.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction, it's too expensive to remodel your bath. Fact, with Bathfitter's hundreds of design options, you'll get the bath you want to fit your budget. Fiction, bath remodels take forever and tear the house apart. Fact, Bathfitter installation takes just 1 day to fit your schedule. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Coming to Spokane Arena for the first time ever, the all-new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party. Don't miss the debut of the all-new Hot Wheels 5-Alarm. Watch your favorite Hot Wheels monster trucks light up the floor, including Gungster, Bone Shaker, and the legendary Bigfoot. Plus the dazzling dance party, spectacular laser lights, and more. And kids seats start at just $12. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind Hot Wheels experience, June 22nd and 23rd at Spokane Arena. Tickets available at SpokaneArena.com.
Well, time is running out if you want to sign up for Hoop Fest. Registration closes at midnight. You don't even need a full team to sign up either. You can always add people to your team later on. And I've been asking probably for the last year if we're going to be doing this, and we still don't know.
I keep saying I'm semi-retired, but I haven't filed my retirement papers just yet.
Right.
So maybe if the media division comes back, we'll think about it.
Yeah, we have that whole work thing, too, that we have to do out there. So obviously that takes precedent. We just also don't want to, we want to give the other stations a chance if they want to potentially win if there were to be a media bracket. That's all we're going to do. Well, speaking of hoops, the NBA Finals begin tomorrow here on KXLY. The Boston Celtics will host the Dallas Mavericks in Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. One of the big storylines is Kyrie Irving's return to Boston. Irving played 2 seasons with the Celtics, where he promised fans he would stay long-term. He later broke that promise to play for the Brooklyn Nets. Irving played a pair of drama-filled playoff series against Boston, which included boos, a middle finger, and stomping on the Celtics logo. Celtics fans may look at him as a villain, but Irving is trying to downplay the rivalry heading into the series.
There's no fear out here, man. It's basketball. The fans are going to say what they're going to say. I appreciate them and their relationship they have to the game, but it's about the players at the end of the day.
Now, coverage of Game 1 starts at 5 o'clock tomorrow here on KXLY. The finals run through June 23rd if it goes to a 7-game series. The Celtics are the favorites heading into the matchup. And there aren't many teams playing better than the Seattle Mariners right now. Seattle has won 4 straight games in 8 of its last 9, but many national pundits think there are still a few pieces away from competing for a World Series. The Mariners have the 6th best pitching staff in all of baseball, but their offense ranks second to last. Seattle could be on the market to add a hitter before next month's trade deadline. Heading into the season, Seattle's top 10 prospects are all position players who could be used in a trade. Here are some potential trade targets for the Mariners. Matt, you're not going to like this as a Mets fan. These are only if these players are made available. Pete Alonso from the New York Mets is in the top 10 in the league in home runs. He's regarded as one of the best hitters in baseball. He's been reported as a potential target. Toronto's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is in the top 20 in batting average. He'd be a good addition as well. Now, all of these players are from teams that have kind of fallen behind in the playoff race and still could be looking to sell at the trade deadline. Until then, the Mariners will look to win with pitching like they did last night against the Oakland A's.
Everybody chipping in out of the bullpen tonight. It wasn't clean. I got to give Oakland a ton of credit. They had a lot of really good at-bats, drew some walks, put a lot of pressure on us. But end of the day, you got to find a way to win. And it may not always be pretty, but our guys did a great job tonight, just kind of grinding through it.
And they're 5.5 games up on the Texas Rangers for the top spot in the AL West. Doing pretty well, I'd say, given at this point of the season. It's time to turn contenders, pretenders, kind of deciding which is which now in baseball.
You definitely need to bat, though.
Yeah.
At least one.
At least one. That'd be good.
Thanks, Julian. Around the nation, the trial against President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, is back underway today with prosecutors calling more witnesses to the stand. Many are women from Hunter's past.
Hunter Biden is facing 3 felony gun charges. His family in court once again today to support him. ABC's Rena Roy has what jurors heard from his ex-wife and an ex-girlfriend.
Prosecutors calling multiple witnesses to the stand in their case against Hunter Biden as they try to prove to jurors that he illegally purchased a Colt revolver in October of 2018 while he was allegedly addicted to drugs and lied about his addiction on a federal form. Ex-wife Kathleen Buell telling jurors about their 25-year marriage, which ended in 2017. She says their relationship deteriorated because of his drug and alcohol addiction. She testified that when he was on drugs, he was not himself, angry, short-tempered, acting in ways he wouldn't when he was sober. But on cross-examination, telling the defense that she never saw him use drugs. An ex-girlfriend of Hunter's then testifying that she met him in late 2017 and saw him use crack every 20 minutes or so over the course of their months-long relationship as late as September 20th of 2018. Whether Hunter was an addict at the time of the gun purchase is the critical question in this case. Defense lawyer Abby Lowell told jurors evidence will show he was using alcohol at that time, but not drugs, and that the form was confusing. They say he had just gotten out of a 12-day rehab program before purchasing the gun. The gun shop employee who sold Hunter Biden the revolver also taking the stand, saying he was about 2 feet away from Hunter when he filled out that federal form, testifying that he didn't seem to express any confusion by the question that asked about drug use. Prosecutors also showing the jury the gun he bought. On cross-examination, an FBI agent testifying that several photos prosecutors showed the jury of drug substances and what appeared to be a crack pipe were taken months after the gun purchase. The FBI special agent also testifying about text messages and cash withdrawals that prosecutors say prove Hunter Biden was using drugs when he bought the gun, but the defense says only 2 messages alluding to drug use occurred during October of 2018 and that the rest were before the gun purchase or months after. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
It's a little bit warmer than last night, but I tell you what, still, temperatures cool enough to open up the house and really get things as cool as you can before we embark on this long stretch of summer-like weather. We'll talk more about how long we expect that to last and your Wildlife Wednesday photos coming up after this.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Everyone's itching to win Northern Quest's Scratch and Win GMC Sierra giveaway. With $520,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs, it's only natural. But instead of a log, tree, or communal bush, all you need is your Camus Rewards card. Play daily to earn scratch tickets good for reward play, bonus points, hotel stays, and maybe a brand new GMC Sierra pickup. That's an itch we'd all like to scratch.
Hi, I'm Catherine Forner, and we love our own backyard so much, we built all of this. With hardwood decking and Basilite pavers. And we just finished this deck for one of our best customers. With TimberTech decking and Fortress railing. And we get everything we need from Par. With Shauna's help. Everything from design to delivery. What would we do without you?
Par, your total home building source since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Well done, Viv. You got the presents, the balloons, and the Raptor cake. Now, how about something to put a smile on your face? Aspen Dental provides complete, affordable care with dentists and labs in one place. Plus, free exams and x-rays for new patients without insurance. And 20% off treatment plans for everyone. Quality care at a price worth celebrating. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
Well, the Gamma knife we have here in Spokane is the state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line Gamma knife that is available in the world.
The brain is high-priced real estate. It's very important for cognition, physical function. You only want to hit the tumor and give very, very little dose to the surrounding brain.
It's the only machine capable of delivering this type of precision and with almost no interruption in any of the other treatments that they need.
Not only is this the best radiation technology, but it's delivered by a caring team of professionals who have been doing this for decades.
Save your greed!
All right, guessing we got 0 complaints about the weather today because it was
perfect.
Awesome.
It was perfect. And if people love the heat, well, they're not going to complain for the rest of the week either. I might complain when we start to get into those upper 80s because at that point, I got to tap out. I'm done. Too much sweat.
You and our producer, Steven.
In the yard work. It's just not fun anymore. I'll tell you what's fun. This photo that Sherry Gwynn sent us to us. A peacock somewhere in the Priest River area. If you own peacocks around Priest River, hey, you shoot us an email or something because, well, we're curious. Tell you what, they're beautiful birds, though. Pretty loud, too. If you've ever had some neighbors with peacocks, you definitely know that they're around. Another photo by Sherry, which I also found pretty humorous, is what she said, quote, was a goofy osprey. He was probably had a little windblown feathers here from all the windy weather over the past couple of days, but osprey are beautiful birds. We see so many of them around the inland Northwest. Here's some more beautiful birds. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm going to say it's a grebe, but there's the mom, and there's the little baby, and you got little stripes. Looks like a little zebra bird almost, but pretty cute. Thanks from Marty Stowe and Coeur d'Alene. And then I'm familiar with some of these little sparrows that are building a nest outside of Dora Z. Davis's place. And, well, I remember there was a whole family of these birds that were trying to nest in my roof last year. So they've been evicted for the time being. And finally, Nora Jen says the white pelicans have returned to Banks Lake near the Grand Coulee Dam. Beautiful. And, you know, as a Florida native, pelicans, warm to my heart there to see beautiful birds like that. And I was kind of shocked to imagine that there are pelicans here in the inland Northwest. So they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Pretty cool birds. Pretty weird looking birds, too, if you get to see them up close. All right. Well, Enough of me trying to pretend to be Chris Crocker. Let's talk about the weather. 4 things you need to know. 10 degrees warmer for Thursday. 8 days, maybe even more than that, depending on where you're at, of 80-degree weather. So really long streak of heat here in the month of June. 90s, likely in many areas on Saturday, and a few storms potentially for Sunday. So let's first look at Thursday and what is going to be a much warmer day. 50s for the morning. 60s will be in our area already, mid-60s. Remember, we only hit the upper 60s in many areas today. Will be the mid-60s by 10 a.m. So we're really going to start feeling it tomorrow. Very light winds, very still, not much of a breeze to help cool you off. Upper 70s by the time we get to around 2 o'clock, and there are those 80s as we head towards about 4 or 5. And once again, very, very light winds. So still going to be beautiful, but you're definitely going to feel the sun beating down as we get later and later in the day. We are going to be watching as we get into the weekend for the potential for some storms Saturday night around the Blue Mountains, and then somewhere in the inland northwest vicinity on Sunday. We're still working on the details here, but it's something to keep in mind for your Sunday afternoon plans. So after lunch, and especially around dinner time, just keep an eye on this part of the forecast as we refine it over the next couple of days, and we'll give you some more details as we continue to pile through the data there. But look, regardless, it's going to be hot. It's going to feel like summer, so I think you could put away the hoodies for good now.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. As we head to another break, here's your look at ABC's primetime lineup for your Wednesday night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
If you want to shine this summer and say goodbye to that winter weight, then this week is the perfect time to join Move Fitness and get started on a new workout routine to get you sculpted for the swimsuit season. Move Fitness.
Hot tub, hot tub, hot tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2024 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2024 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. See the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
What can we make for you today from the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana?
Are you struggling to get through the day? Are you experiencing chronic pain, burning, numbness, and tingling in your hands or feet? Pay attention, because you are probably experiencing peripheral neuropathy. The most common symptoms are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, and problems with balance. Neuropathy is treatable, and our office can help. It's time to get real results. Pick up your phone and call us right now. If you're one of the first 25 callers, you'll receive a free nerve damage screening. This nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious nerve damage and if you're qualified for our cutting-edge treatment program to stop the nerve damage. Don't wait until it's too late and your symptoms get so bad that you lose your freedom and are restricted to a wheelchair, walker, or need amputation. Call now to be one of the first 25 callers to receive a free nerve damage screening. Hurry, call now to find out if you qualify for our free nerve damage screening and see how we can change your life. It's time to feel better. Call today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Numerica Credit Union.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, the West Bonner School District is meeting right now to decide where to cut costs following a failed levy in May, the schools that could close, and the impacts for students. That'll be tonight on Nightside at 11.
All right, thank you all so much for joining us here on 4 News Now at 6. Don't forget to come back for 4 News Now Nightside starting at 11 o'clock.
We'll be talking about when we'll see the 90s, not the music.